Before I start on my project, I want this to be very organized. I want to set up a file structure for all of my CAD files, as well as just a general organization of the project, a budget, a product breakdown system, a bill of materials, and hopefully a system that will basically let there be a place for everything and everything in its place. Cessna actually has different sections for their airplanes. For example, on the Cessna 172, for maintenance, from the pilot's side, the left gear is 721, the right gear is 722, and the front nose gear is 720. This allows people to know what you're talking about when you say area 721. They can look in a book and figure that out. I think, honestly, nose gear would be much more descriptive, but I digress. That's why I'm using the Project Organization System, or POS. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'll work on that.
First, we have the section. These sections are a quadrant of the simulator. So, for example, if you look at section 2, you know that we're talking about this little slice of simulator goodness. But there are many things a section can be. So we can have 0, and this is the entire assembly, things that pertain to everything in it. So the CAD file with all of the sections would be in section 0. So would the file for just all the shells. So just things that pertain to all of them, every of them, will go right here in section 0. Section 1 is this front section up here. It's the one before section 2. Section 2 is the instrument panel section. Section 3 is the left pilot seat, so the left front chair. Section 4 is the right front chair. It would be great to have 4 numbers and just write a paragraph after each number, but that would be super annoying. You'd have to be like, oh, it's section 1 front nose cone with little wheel and bearing, and it's very cute, and it looks kind of cylindrical, and it looks kind of like a little cylinder or like a soup can, and is very round and beautiful, and there's so much to do with it, and it rolls, and it's made of metal or plastic or something. That would be really confusing to do for every single part. So that's why we're breaking it up into, I actually forgot what I'm calling them, subsections. Should I call them that? Everyone's gonna get mad at me. That's why I'm breaking these into assemblies. The entire assembly starts with 0 for everything in it. So it would be 0, 0 for the entire CAD model of the simulator. After this, there's 1 for the shells, 2 for the bases, 3 for the hardware library, 4 for the simplified hardware library. There's also 5 for the SOP, the standard operating procedures, my written manual. It's just kind of helpful. Right now, section 9 is for details, paint colors, product links perhaps, but I'm thinking of putting details as 1 and having 0 for assemblies and 1 for details. This system isn't 100% finished. I can adjust this and change it as needed, and I can add more sections, merge sections, and do stuff like that. But this should give me and you a rough overview. Oh, that rhymed. Section 1 also has subsections, or assemblies. Number 0 is going to be the assembly, as it is up here. So this will be the entire section model. And then you put these section models together to get the entire model, which is 0, 0. 1, 0 would just be the front section assembly. 1 is the shell, 2 is the base, 3 is the structure. 4 is the computer. 5 is the fan system. 6 is the heat system. 7 is the USB management. 8 is the lock system. 9, it's actually just the power management system. The thing about this system right here is we have 9, so I could have just one number for this to get away with it. But if I go on to 10, or technically 11 because I started at 0, if I got one more, it would need 2 digits. So the thing about this system is it's very flexible. If I can go from 0 to 99 and have 100 numbers, including 0. I can have up to 1,000,000 parts in this simulator, if I did my math right.
Section 2 contains the instrument panel, the assembly, the shell, base, structure, left panel, right panel, lower panel, radio stack, pedestal, power unit, glare shield, windshield, interior, panel mounting, left yoke, right yoke, rudder, air system, and locks. The left front chair, so this section right here, contains the assembly, the base, the structure, the chairs and rails, the interior, the doors, the windows, the roof, the locks, and any air system as applicable. Section 4 contains all of these, but on the left side, so it's just the same. Each section is broken into its assemblies, or subsections. Each assembly has a variety of components that help the system work together. It's kind of a web design because you go from section to assembly to component. Finally, we have the component. The component is each individual screw, bolt, and little part. For example, we could go instrument panel, that's section 2. Let's go to yoke. So 2, 14. And then after that, you go one of the screws, one of the gears, the yoke face, or the actual yoke itself. You could have a rod, and basically you just fill this up to. It's hard to fit everything on one single poster because I can't write very small, but imagine every single assembly having a number of components, and you can see how quickly this organization system fills up. If I account for every screw, every piece of material, and every CAD file, I could potentially have tens of thousands of parts. So it's really important that I have a place for every single part, and that I'm not digging through files like a madman. So, a number like this, 2, 14, 057, could easily help you identify what exactly is going on. This system right here tells you a lot of information, but something that can tell you a little bit more information about a part is a letter appended to it. So this can be used to designate status at a quick glance. This won't be used unless we're looking at this part itself, so you would just append a letter. For example, S could mean the part is simplified, W could mean it's a work in progress, R could mean we finished it but it needs revision. Oh, you thought we were gonna spell subscribe or something right here. P means that it's in progress, and I'm gonna figure out a variety of other abbreviations as I stumble upon them. I think we have enough TLAs, 3-letter acronyms, but this project organization system is what I really hope will get the project working smoothly and functionally.
Here, here.
In Fusion 360, we're going to start our organization spree. In my data panel, we have the Cessna 172 project
version 3. Here's my old file system. I had each system in its separate folder. So if I was going to go to a heading indicator, it would all be on one large page and take. I only have a few systems modeled out of the potentially hundreds. So you can see that this isn't the best system for organizing the project. You'll see that I don't even have folders for these. It's a little interesting there. This worked out for a Cessna simulator that only had one panel, but right now I'm working on a simulator that has 4 panels and is fully modeled instead of kind of just figuring it out as I go. So this simulator will be completely modeled, or at least mostly modeled, and then built. I'm going to start out by completely modeling at least the exterior shell of the simulator, and then dealing with any CAD to real life problems I encounter. Back to the Cessna. Cessna 172 project version 3 has a file system, a file folder system, with its appropriate folders. Again, these are the same sections, and there's section 0 pertaining to all of the simulator, so anything that spans between 2 or more sections. And then there's also section 9 for any information dump I have to put in. I might merge section 9 and section 0, but only time will tell. Right now I'm going to go through all of these sections and add some of the folders. The fan system, USB management system, the heat system. One thing that I didn't do right here is insert a number to the front. So this one would be heat system would be 1-6. USB management system would be 1-7, and so on. I would put an individual folder for each subsection or assembly. Fan isn't a very good example because it kind of feels like it would just be one part, but this would be where all of the assemblies go. So USB management system would have a few hubs, and I would model them all here and just figure out where everything goes. I want to make sure everything goes inside of the cowling. I think that would just make for the best look, but I also want to keep in mind some other things, like cooling and stuff. This system is designed in a way that'll let me organize everything without going crazy. Another thing I'm going to be using is the PBS, the product breakdown system. This is just a copy of Martin from Wintergotten's product breakdown structure, or PBS. So this will be a long list of all of the parts and their status. So you can see, you'll be able to see in the future, it'll go from 00000, that's so many zeros, to probably 42060, something like that. This just allows me to easily add things and make sure that everything is where it goes. Hopefully this product breakdown system is more of a help than a hurt, I guess. I don't want to be spending too much energy on this if it's not helping me be organized and productive. So I'll assess in a little while if this organization system actually is helpful, because if it's not, it's really not doing its job. I want to have everything for the simulator on one spreadsheet so it's easily accessible. So I'm going to add a few more tabs to this sheet with all of the links to stuff and where you can get stuff. And I think in the future I'll probably share this so that you can have access to it. So right now for my simulator, I have a product breakdown structure, but now I want to set up my bookmark structures. So I'm going to try to get towards using folders that are corresponding to the sections in here, and I think that'll be so much easier. For example, okay, so it's section 1, it's for the yoke, and then be like, there is where the yoke is. This is actually a compass. But this will be so much easier than going, okay, where is it? Nope. Where does it go? Nope. Right. Yep. Oh, dang it. Yeah, that I don't want to be doing because it's very ineffective. I'll sort this out and get back to you. So my bookmarks aren't completely tamed yet, but we're getting there. Right on. Yeah. Woo! The last thing I want to sort out is my file structure outside of Fusion 360 and bookmarks. This is where I can store a lot of pictures that aren't really helpful for the simulator CAD, and like just random things like pictures and other things if I ever need them. And I'm going to sort this according to the sections as well. That'll make it just so much more helpful and easy. So let's do it. Okay, just a heads up. Right now, I'm just putting everything into their correct section. I'm not doing the proper folder format after the section. I just want to be able to see the general place it is. I might get there later. Just keep that in mind. Okay, right now I have all my section folders, but it's not completely sorted yet. It's just sorted into these general categories. So section 0 still has some of the images that I don't want. Okay, let's see. This organization system works for me right now, and it's good enough. 2 thumbs up, and now I can just find everything pretty easily. So if I want to go to the radio stack, section 2, and radio stack right here, and I can go to the different instruments here. This is how I want it to be.
I want to give a very special thank you to my Patreon, Mark. Thank you for supporting the channel and helping this hobby and YouTube channel grow. As always, if you liked this video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And watch out for more videos like this coming up. Have an excellent day, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.